Hello, great people. Vice President Kashim Shettima has disclosed that during the 2023 presidential election, he tongue-lashed and abused the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, repeatedly. And he made this disclosure at a gathering where Atiku himself was seated at that particular occasion. In a moment, I'll be playing you that video. And of course, I have unearthed one of the insults that the Vice President Kashim Shettima threw at the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar during the 2023 presidential election. So that means I'll be playing you two videos in a moment. Then when we come back, we'll be looking at the relationship between them and the action of Kashim Shettima, what it means in political behavior, and also the 2027 dynamic, because Kashim Shettima has promised that he is going to take another jabs and is going to rain insult at him again in 2027. Let's watch the video, then we come back for some great discussion. Let's watch it.
Former Vice President Alhaji Atiku Abubakar GCON. During the political cycles, I was the adjunct provocateur, and I took pot shots at him. Well, being an elder statesman, he took it calmly. In private conversations, I address him as Baba. But come 2027, I will still take the pot shot at him.
There you have it. You just watched the Vice President Kashim Shettima, and you could see Atiku on the seat, his maturity, where he was just smiling. But I'm not done yet. Let us watch the video, one of the video of where Kashim Shettima rained insult on Atiku Abubakar, where he said he's going to retire him, that Atiku Abubakar should be, rearing goats and chicken. Let us watch that video, then we come back for some interesting discussion like never before. Let's watch it.
I have the liberty to hold all insults at him, and he will stoically bear. We are not going to retire him to Dubai or Morocco. I will retire him to Pombina. I will buy him goats, broilers and layers so that he can spend his days rearing goats and broilers.
There you have it. Imagine a Kashim Shettima, right? Saying he would retire Atiku Abubakar and he will be selling goat and broilers and all that. Now, that's quite funny, but at the same time, it's not funny because if you look at it, it's an insult in the true sense of it. But one thing that I can say, based on the first video that I played you, is that regardless of who you are, don't take their fight seriously. Don't take the fight of politicians seriously, because they have a way of reconciling. Despite abusing Atiku Abubakar in 2023, during the 2023 election, they can still sit down in one room. They will still talk. You can see the people, the participants of that particular occasion. You can see that everybody just burst out into laughter. So they have the maturity to relate with themselves. Politicians from different divide, but Nigerians don't have that maturity. They hate on behalf of these politicians. They kill on behalf of these politicians. They abuse on behalf of these politicians. Some have made their neighbor, their friends, their associate a sworn enemy, whereas these politicians, they have a way of reconciling with themselves. So the message from that first video is that don't take their fight very seriously, and don't ruin your relationship with others because of a politician, because politicians always know how to find a middle ground and resolve their differences. Now, let us look at something. Vice President Kashim Shettima said in that first video that he used to call Atiku Baba. Now, to call somebody Baba, Baba means father. It means that you have great respect for that particular person. That is very good. That is commendable of the Vice President, because if you look at it, Atiku is older than him. And when Atiku was trying to be president since the days of MK Abiola in 1993, during the 1993 presidential election, where was Kashim Shettima then? If you roll back the hands of time, Kashim Shettima then will most likely be a nobody at that point in time. So if you look at it, Atiku is not a small boy. Atiku, he has been in this game for a while. So it is good enough that the Vice President Kashim Shettima has great respect for him. Be that as it may, or if you like, on the other hand, don't respect someone privately, then disrespect him publicly. In the sense that when election comes, you will disrespect the person. You will say all manner of things. When election goes, then you start respecting the person again. That is not good enough. You will say because you guys are politicians, you will rain insult and abuse on someone in public. Then you will go back in private. You now start showing respect to such a person. Well, the truth is that people that your insult have inspired will not know that you usually go back to that person, usually sneak to that person, then you will be revering that person, you will be adoring that person. So it is wrong for you to abuse somebody in public, then to not be showing respect to that person in private, because you are influential in your own right. People are learning from you, people are taking clues from you, and also you are a top politician. You have some political boys that are upcoming, that are senators, that are aspiring to be governors, that are House of Representative member, House of Assembly members. They are learning from whatever you do in public, and they won't be there with you when you are with Atiku Abubakar in private. So the vice president should be cautious that everything that he's doing is passing a message to the younger generation of politicians, and they are learning from him. But then another thing we can look at is the maturity of Atiku Abubakar. Imagine that instead of Atiku Abubakar, it is Nyesom Wike that is seated in that particular gathering. You can imagine how everywhere would have been tensed. But kudos to Atiku Abubakar for his maturity. It is not easy for somebody that is way younger than you to rain insult at you sincerely. But then Atiku has grown a thick skin. Atiku has handled everything so far with maturity. So kudos to him. Even when Nyesom Wike rain abuses on him, Atiku Abubakar still handled it maturely. So that maturity, we can say kudos to Atiku Abubakar for displaying high level of maturity, for not swimming in the mud with some of the politicians in Nigeria that there's nothing that they cannot say. Even Kashim Shettima is still better in the sense that he would abuse you, then he will respect you. He has a way of, doing all these things. But there are some people that they will just abuse the hell out of you. They can say anything and they don't care about the consequence. Now, one message that we can take home from that video is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will contest in 2027. If you look at it, if you do like a detailed analysis of that video from the lens of a social scientist or a political scientist, the onset statement in that video is that Atiku Abubakar will most likely contest in 2027, because if Atiku Abubakar has retired, if he's no longer interested in politics, Kashim Shettima will not say he would abuse him again in 2027. So it means that Kashim Shettima, the vice president, is aware that Atiku Abubakar is still politically active and is still interested in politics. Of course, no other position is of interest to Atiku Abubakar than that of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Now, the second message, like I said earlier, is that Tinubu will contest in 2027, because why will Kashim Shettima be thinking of abusing Atiku Abubakar again and informing him beforehand that he will rain insult at him, if not that his principal Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be contesting in 2027. So Shettima is thinking ahead. He's already seeing perhaps another Atiku versus Tinubu, political struggle again in 2027. But what I can say is that 2027 should not be about abuse. It should be about ideology. It should be about performance. So Kashim Shettima and his boss, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should give Atiku Abubakar a reason not to contest. And one of that reasons will be performance, in such a way that if they perform creditably well, it is the Nigerian people that will even be telling them that, no, you cannot remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But if you don't perform and you think that you can just be raining insult, at the end of the day, insult may no longer help you. So they should give Atiku Abubakar a reason not to contest, which is performance. Then Atiku himself should be thinking of how to stop being a veteran contestant, in the sense that Atiku Abubakar should be strategic. It is not every election that your name must be on the ballot. I don't know the kind of sense of fulfillment that it gives him. Look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's a very strategic guy. He contests for president and he grab it, and to use his word. It's either he won or he grab it or he steal it or he run away with it. The long story short is that he's the president of Nigeria today. That is the importance of strategy. But Atiku Abubakar, he just likes to appear on the ballot every season. So Atiku Abubakar himself should be more strategic. On a final note, I must say it again that you can see from the video that I played that politicians usually find a way to resolve their differences. So if you have been abusing your neighbor, if you have hate your neighbor because of politics, the time to reconcile is now, because that neighbor is what you have. You cannot move close to Atiku Abubakar or Tinubu by 100 meters. If anything happens to you, it is your neighbor that will come to your rescue. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science. Do want to subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, I have great videos coming your way. Till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.